Aren't you happy?
You just gotta think it, do it, and get it done. You gotta stop procrastinating.
It's time to be creative.
I realized that life is a lot more about the journey.
Experience amazing.
Sometimes you just need to pick up and go.
Get out there, see everything you're missing.
Welcome to Finding Lost.
The ability to just go. Get off your ass and experience life. Welcome. To Finding Lost with Daniel Chipman.
And Elmer Hall. And Elmer Hall.
Yep.
Again, once
as
again,
usual.
Elmer Hall.
As usual, Elmer Hall makes it. Yep.
Listens to these anyway.
I do. I like them. You know.
I like hearing myself talk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. The last one was pretty good. Because we were, it was on topic and it was just like, it was a good flow. It was having a good topic to start with and then it just flowed the whole time. Obviously, I got sick and we had to end it, but it was still like, oh, okay.
Well, hey, at least it was a short-term sickness, though, man.
Oh, yeah. Just eating way too much goddamn salt at one time. And, I felt much better once I puked in your yard. And then, and then I'm like, fuck,
awesome.
man.
I'm glad I didn't see where that was.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
You hit it well. Thank you for vomiting somewhere where I didn't find it.
Yeah, that's
or
exactly
have to even know that happened.
Yeah, well, if you would have watched my stuff, I actually mentioned it in my last podcast. And I mentioned it just to make sure, just to see. I'm like, well, I'll mention it in here, and then if Dan doesn't know about it, then I know he didn't watch it, and then that kind of shit. I like fucking with people.
See how it is.
Oh yeah, just testing, just putting it out there. You say something about one person, and then be like, oh well, they didn't say anything, so I guess they don't know what I said.
Well, you don't know what you don't know unless you tune in, and then you know. At Elmer Ernest Hall.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Plug me in. Yeah.
Hey man, that's basically like my vlogs are just what I'm doing creatively. Like it's basically my vlogs are shameless self-promotion. But here I am. This is what I'm doing. Here's my thoughts on a few things. Also, I'm creating this, and this is what I created.
Yeah. Give me attention, and I want attention. Just here's what I did. Here's exactly like it's just the experience. It's a documentation, no matter what, because it is being creative. That's being creative is part of the experience, and then getting it out there is also important. All of it is, even the experience of uploading the shit and uploading this or editing. Everything is part of the experience, and then you get that. The feedback is nice. The feedback
and you only get the feedback if it's out there and people are actually with it. How many times people told me, I don't even know you were doing. Like every time I tag someone new in one of those vlogs, they're like, oh, I didn't know you were doing this.
Yeah, that's it. And it just keeps going and going because I'm actually getting more on the Facebook Live videos and shit like that. Like there's one woman that I knew from my history, and then she told some guy about it, and then he hit me up and messaged, hey man, I really like your videos lately, blah, blah, blah. I'm a friend of Beth's and yada, yada. And it's like, oh, okay. So it is just that having that effect. Or even one Instagram thing I did, like What's New Pussycat, old Tom Jones song, and I did see that with the cat filter.
Yes,
and it was just like came to me of like, well shit, like I like how Instagram, you can actually, if you have YouTube Red or Premium or whatever, you can play your music and you can videotape at the same time on Instagram, so it'll actually keep the music in the background. So I know that little hack or that little trick, and then I'm just thinking, oh, What's New Pussycat, and I'll just use this Pussycat filter. But it was like one of my friends, she's got a daughter, and she's like, she commented, it was like one of the first positive comments I've gotten back where it's like, my daughter woke me up and made me watch this video immediately again, like asked me to watch it again and again. I'm like, that's it. I'm like, the fucking kids know where it's at, as long as it's just goofy, funny, that's all they care about, and that's really it. If the marketing towards anybody, but kids don't give a shit about all this serious stuff. They just
I don't know how much I'm worried about marketing, right? I mean, I am. I want people to watch it, but like at the same time, I'm not like, this is my demographic. I need to, like I don't want no algorithm. I want people to tune in who want to watch.
I like attention, so it is that feeling of like getting to be like, oh, that good feedback of, oh, your kid liked that. Okay, well, it does inspire me to make more shit like that. It doesn't mean I'm going to just shift everything I make towards that and be only kid friendly, but it is that feeling of, oh, well, if kids get a kick out of that, I wonder, it'll give me more ideas for kid-friendly kind of shit. But I will never,
like making sure that you still have your inner kid.
Yes, I'm never not a kid, and that's usually what gets me in trouble. I
just watched this Mr. Rogers documentary, and he's talking to these kids, and he was saying, like, the kids, how they would allow him in, they would test him. you know, to see how creative he still was, or you know what his thoughts were about this, and then not really talking to him about a kid, but making sure you're listening.
Yes.
And you know, like that was the thing. All of a sudden, you know, they just all start asking questions. You know, when at first they're all just like, who's this old guy walking in here?
And you see the transformation of how he.
And then he busts out the puppets, and they're just like eyes, like, dude.
Oh, we
then
can imagine.
he had this like experience with Coco, like the gorilla.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was like the craziest thing I ever seen.
Yes.
It was just like, wow, that's an animal just loving another animal.
Yes.
Like, wow, it was insane.
The vibrations are still the same, no matter what. We want to call it human to human. It's like, no, it's animal to animal. And you can have connections with animals deeper than humans sometimes. And you don't even have to communicate in language. You know, you have it's. Love is a language.
You do have to communicate, and what is love, and then feeling loved.
Yes,
and you know,
it's just a word, but it's a word to describe a feeling of warmth and of connection. Like those are just more words to describe the same kind of thing. Connection. Oh, we have a connection. We have love. We have a bond. We have an understanding. We have, you know, the gorilla
for the communication and for it all. But it's that
communicating when you're communicating even if you're unconscious that you're communicating. You can just look at me the right way, and I know. Oh well, Dan feels that way.
The vibes, the frequencies.
That's it. But we're always communicating, even when people don't want to. They want to be in their shell, and it's like you're still saying a whole lot. You're still saying a lot.
Oh yeah, no.
Even though you want to
silence is an answer, my friend.
Yes, and silence is deafening.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like screaming sometimes, and it's like, okay, that person needs a little bit less silence, and that person needs a little bit more, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, that's where it gets crazy. Yeah. But you know, Mr. Rogers, I want to.
Yes, I was going to say
this
back
guy,
to that.
Dude, I didn't even know he was a minister.
No, that was new information for me.
Dude, like seriously, like when
it makes sense. It does make sense of like, oh, okay, well, I wouldn't put it past him. Obviously, he's that good.
But that's where he was like, you know, he was using words like mass media and all these things like way back in the day, and he's like, this is how I want to do this, and he's like, I think kids need this.
Yeah,
you know, because there wasn't even, it was just like an idea before public broadcasting. You know, like that wasn't even a thing yet, and
he was a pioneer of that to a certain degree. Maybe if he wasn't the very first of this or that, he was a pioneer, meaning he's
definitely allowed it to continue for sure. Once Nixon got in office,
his
and
influence. If it wouldn't have been for him, we might not have the certain things, and it might not have led to Sesame Street. I don't know if Sesame Street was around or whatever, but it is that feeling of, without Mr. Rogers, without Fred Rogers, a lot of awesome shit probably wouldn't have happened.
What was even crazier too is a lot of the topics they were talking about when he'd have like a week on death.
Yeah,
and he'd have like
divorce and
divorce
things of that nature,
dude, crazy topics and
real topics,
not
just
giving you the tools, giving you the tools that you need, like to be able to handle life.
Yes, here's the emotions you're probably feeling, and here's how to express them,
and it's
Here
okay.
are the words to it, and it's okay to express them, and it's okay to feel anger, it's okay to feel sadness. All those feelings are understandable, and they're okay. It's a
phenomenal documentary, dude.
Yeah,
like,
so
I recommend anyone watch it.
Just the trailer. When I first seen the trailer, I watched the trailer the fucking first hour it came out, and it was just like, oh, holy shit, I'm gonna see that movie. I guarantee it.
Dude, that speech goes on my timeline, and I watch it every time.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes. His speech to Congress was just so. It's heartfelt. It's everything he did was heartfelt.
And it gives a little bit more shit in that movie where it's like it talks about how, you know, basically he's like he was tired of hearing people read and, you know, da 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 da, and he's like, well, I have this 10-minute thing that, you know, I wrote, you know, and he's even like, well, do you want to read it? He's like, no, I'm sure you'll do your diligence and read it. And he's like, well, I just want to talk about like wonder, man. Like,
and if it means that much to you, I'd like to hear it, you know, that kind of thing. And then it's like, okay, and just the truth. It's like the truth is you love everybody, and he loved everybody. That was kind of the truth of just the truth is he wanted to love, and he was smart enough and intelligent enough.
But a lot of people say like too. A lot of people get mad at Mr. Rogers because of the whole like, well, you're special and you're unique just the way you are. Yeah. Well, okay, some people started taking that literally, and that's like, oh, well, now, you know, that's why everyone's gotten ribbons and, you know, all this.
And it's the same with everything, though. It can be misinterpreted a billion times over, because there's a billion different perspectives that are going to give you, okay, no, I thought that was meant for me, the crackhead, to be like, I'm supposed to be abusive, or I'm supposed to be this, or I'm supposed to be whatever the fuck. And it's like, no. But it is, everything gets lost in translation of the fucking, you know, and it's time too. Oh, we watch Mr. Rogers now and we translate it as this compared to the nowadays shit where, and that's where the comparison is. You can tell how garbage the newer stuff is. And it's not all garbage. There are some good kids programs out there that aren't just about distracting
but they're good. They're not great. They're not Mr. Rogers. They're not tackling complex issues and willing to push boundaries as much as.
I think about the attention span.
It's amazing that he was doing at that time.
When I watch Mr. Rogers now, like I'm trying to show my 2-year-old, hey, and I'll put on some Mr. Rogers just to kind of see how his reaction is. And the reaction's not there, obviously, because he's too young. But even when he's older, it's that everything's faster paced now. Mr. Rogers is slow and boring. But he had good messages. He had good
puppets.
It was, everything was great.
Puppets and voices.
But I'm just saying, watching it now with 2019 attention span, whether you're a 3-year-old or a 53-year-old, it doesn't matter. Everyone's attention span is more, I need this dopamine hit. My kid loves the bright colors.
Give it to me now.
That's it.
I got it right here.
It's insane.
I don't know. I'll ask Google.
Yes, and it's kind of crazy. Like, it gives me that feeling of, like, my kid's learning a bunch of shit by having a tablet. He's getting numbers and numbers, letters, colors, all that shit read to him constantly. Video format, this, that. Let's learn the ABCs. Here's bingo. Here's all the fucking songs. That's way more than what I had when I was a kid.
Sure.
Because if I was a 2 or 3-year-old, I thought about it. I'm like, what would I really be doing? I'm like, okay, go back. Okay, I'm 2 or 3, and my mom was like, she didn't work, and my stepdad was a construction worker, and okay, so we just sat at home all day, and she watched TV, and I might have watched Sesame Street, but that's when the one TV in the household was available.
Sure.
And that doesn't mean the parent always wanted
to. Home, yep.
Yeah, the parent. My mom wasn't just.
Yeah, then it was Guiding Light.
What was my mom doing? Well, she's playing Nintendo and smoking cigarettes, and like, what was I really around? Well, I was around my mom smoking. I was around just sitting in a house. Like, compared to my son, well, we just sit in the house all day, but he's with something that's repeating words and colors and phrases and everything. I don't have to repeat.
Right, you didn't get that time unless your parents took that time with some flashcards or whatever. Now here it is. There is an instrument.
Well, it's the argument of like screen time versus no screen time with children. That's a big one in my life right now, where I contemplated, and that's why I'm bringing it up, of like the thought of, well, it's like the attention led me to this kind of topic of, should I be concerned that my kid watches a tablet so many hours a day? Or should I look at it like, well, what was I doing at that age? I wasn't learning anything other than if my parents had time to do this or do that, and they weren't distracted by the TV or the Maury or the whatever the fuck they were watching. And then, the dad comes home, he wants dinner, and then you make dinner, and then you go watch more TV, and then you go to bed. And it's like, my kid does the same thing, but now he has information all day long being fed into his brain. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I see it as a good thing because, boom, well, you're going to know the letters and numbers and colors and everything. He can already count to 5.
Well, I think screen time is too broad of a term. Screen time is too broad of a term, because if you're looking at screen time, it depends on what you're doing with that time.
Yes.
It's just like what you're doing with your life. What are we doing with our time? Well, if you're looking at that screen to be educational, if you're looking at that screen like, I want to discover and learn more, I want to explore some more into this, all those things are what you decide to do with your time, or you're dictating to your child what they're allowed to do with their time, or what you're limiting with parental controls, what they can do with their time or what they're viewing. But that's what it is. If you're choosing to pump your kid full of numbers, colors, and the ABCs, then that's what it's going to become. I mean, after the 64th time of Green Eggs and Ham, you remember the book. You're not reading, you just remember it. And you remember what those, end up remembering what those words look like.
Yes, that's all anything is now, is memory.
Exactly. And you have access to all this information. So what are we doing? Are we looking at porn? Or are we looking at something else? What are we doing with our time?
Are you watching cat videos and people falling off things? Or are you actually looking up like, oh, well, I actually want to look into this documentary so I can learn more about this topic, so I can apply it to my life and be more recycling kind of person, or
then what you're doing,
environmental, or whatever the case may be.
Did you watch Chernobyl?
No, not yet. That was another one I need to watch.
You absolutely need to watch that.
Definitely.
I tell you what, when I was watching
I've heard all about it for years from other documentaries, but I'm sure.
Well, this isn't a documentary; it's a miniseries, and it's really interesting.
Oh, okay.
So it's theatrical and great.
Okay.
Very.
They just brought it to life a little bit more.
And of course, I've known the story. A lot of people don't know the story. For the people who don't know the story, basically in Chernobyl, what happened is the fourth core blew. It was wide open.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was like 12,000. It was basically like the equivalent to like a Hiroshima every hour releasing of radiation.
Yeah.
But all of the lies and the secrecy behind that, and like, you know, the Soviet Union had to be proud, and they just didn't know, and all these people were exposed, and it just kept on running. But what made me do is, and like that's what, while I'm watching that, you know, it's like, yeah, I want to go back there. I want to look at what these guys actually looked like. I want to, you know, it made me really want to dive into it more. It was definitely doing like the second screen idea where it's like, oh, yeah, I'm watching this great show, and I wasn't distracted from the show. It was just like I was enveloped with just I wanted to dig into everything, because all I was thinking about the whole time was Fukushima. Yeah. Like, I wanted to know, like,
the modern day shit that's happening, because you can learn from the past and apply it to the modern day and be like, oh, well, this will probably explain Fukushima,
the reason why there's
leaking into the fucking ocean and how it's got already. I mean, I've only seen it.
People aren't as worried because it's not in the air. It's just going right into the water.
See it.
You can't see it, and people aren't necessarily experiencing it. We're all going to end up experiencing it. It's a global catastrophe.
Everyone's going to experience. Same thing with the fucking.
But the topic got switched so quick. Do you remember why?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because right after that, that's when they had the BP oil spill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then it's on to the next thing.
So then it was on to us.
Well, that's
you know, we were like, oh,
that's a Trump strategy right there. That is like, that's just a media strategy in general, not even just Trump.
Yeah.
On to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Give them something more to talk about, and then they won't talk about what they were just talking about, because the new thing is just even more exciting. And then blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Oil spills to me are fucking. It's so preventable, where it's like, if you could actually just be smart enough as a human species to make hemp your actual fuel and things of that nature, which are proven to fucking be done, biodegradable hemp oil, blah, blah, blah. Well, when you're transferring hemp from one country to another, well, you just get the hemp and pull it out of the fucking ocean. It's not going to like spill in the ocean and toxify and kill all the fucking animals. So it's that feeling of like, that would make too much sense though.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
why would we do that? We can
I think we should just put all the oil in a big boat and then just put it in the water that we all fucking depend on. And
man, it's not even, I mean, think about it. Even like the clean vehicles, you know, rubber, plastic. I mean, all this is done by oil.
What's a really fun fact is that the population increased because of oil.
Sure, absolutely.
If you look at it, it's I think it's in one of the Zeitgeist movies or whatever, but the information, if it's accurate, it makes sense to me, because once the discovery of oil, and then you could make products and you could ship things and you could just a whole industrial revolution created, blah, blah, blah. And then after obviously the population is going to rise. You guys can now fuck in multiple places. You're not just stuck in one location to fuck at and just make a town or make this. You could fuck all over now. And then boom, 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 boom. Oh, now we can get here, get there, make products here, ship them there. We've got more products, more sustainability, more cities, more towns, more. And now here we are, 8 billion people, and it's like, we just want more.
Well, the quest for more will never end.
No, it's more searching, more seeking.
There's a phenomenal
desires.
Short film that is called More.
Yeah,
and it's more. And it's just this black and white claymation. It's an animation film. I'm going to put a link into it in the description, because you should really check that out. Like it is, it's one of those shorts that, dude, I watched it. And it like just hit, like it hurt. Yeah, like it was just like this little claymation. Great. I try to remember the song, because there's I ended up watching a CSI episode.
Oh yeah.
And like the song was playing in the background, and it was all cut to it. And I'm like, I know this song. Yeah, I know this song. And then I like looked it up, and I was like, oh, it's this band. And I'm like, that's the song that's in that short film.
That's what was interesting about Black Mirror. Like the last episode last night that I finished, it's got Miley Cyrus in the episode.
You watched all the Black Mirror?
It's only 3 episodes.
I know, right?
An hour.
What the hell?
Like 3 hours. I was done.
3 episodes. I was so pissed.
But the last episode, they were using Nine Inch Nails songs.
Yeah,
like, She's in the fucking thing. And did you watch it all?
All 3 of them. Yes.
Dude, yeah, and that, like, and at first, like when they play the first song, I'm like, that sounds like Trent. And then as she's doing the piano song and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that's right where it belongs.
Yeah,
there
were several songs.
Every single thing was Trent. It was just like,
now I heard a rumor back in the day about Trent Reznor.
What about him?
I heard.
I know all the details.
I heard.
I'm obsessed.
That he did the score for Zelda.
It might have been Quake. Probably not Zelda, because that would have been way too long, unless it was like a reboot. He did Quake. He did the soundtrack for Quake and all the sound effects. That's why in the original Quake, you can see the Nine Inch Nails logo on the nail boxes. When you get more nail ammo, the Nine Inch Nails logo is on there in the Quake. It was like 96, 97.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because I've got the original Quake software. It was.
I was a Quake 2 fan personally.
Oh yeah,
I remember the original Quake.
Oh yeah, the original Quake. I used to listen to it and listen to White Zombie. I'd just fucking play that game all night, listen to White Zombie. That was the very first CD I got, and then it was into the Nine Inch Nails, and who's this Trent Reznor guy, and then my aunt had fucking Nine Inch Nails CDs, and it was just spawned from there. But the Black Mirror. What do you think about Black Mirror?
Oh man,
it was
so I want to say how into it do we get? Should we have it? Is there a spoiler
we don't
warning
need
that
to
we
spoil it? I guess it's just my overall thoughts, or just a generalization of my generalization was it's not as dark and negative. It wasn't that it's happy either. It wasn't that it's super happy either. But it was I think they're exploring different places as writers and shit. That's what my girlfriend was saying. She's like, yeah, it just wasn't the same. It seems like they got different writers or different this. And I'm like, no, they're the same writers. I'm like, it's the same guy that writes the whole fucking time. That Charlie Brooker guy.
I think isn't he the showrunner? And then everyone, I thought every episode's by different directors and by different
I'm
writers.
not sure. I think it's all I'd have to check it. Yeah. I'm pretty
Jamie.
sure. Yeah,
Where's
exactly.
that guy?
No, I'm pretty sure he is the same writer because it is that it's their brainchild kind of feeling. I don't know.
I
guess we'd have to care more about it.
I don't want to. I don't think that's how it is. But if it is how it is, then that's makes it more interesting. I know that there's this encompassing theme with the technology, and I thought that they still did a good job with that.
The very first episode, the video game one with the friends.
Oh man, that was kind of wicked, dude. That was pretty intense.
Oh
man.
Yeah, well, it's the thought of where you're going to take the future. That's what I like about Black Mirror and all of their seasons. They show you the consequences of what the future could hold.
Sure.
Yeah, if you can put a little chip on your thing and go into a video game with somebody and fight them as a Tekken, Mortal Kombat, this or that. Well, yeah. But then you don't ever think, well, maybe you guys could fuck in the game. Maybe you could do this. Maybe you could do that. And, it's...
Yeah, dude, if how
different ideas.
We'd be like, bro, why don't you go in as Katana?
Yeah,
And I'm going to be Baraka.
I'll be Goro, you be Shiva. We'll fucking forearm. It's just...
I wonder what this feels like. Dude, let's go game.
Oh, my God, dude.
But how I always love it because it's a social deconstruction of what it is, what the technology evolves to in what we are.
The one where they're recording everything in their fucking eyes.
Oh, my God.
That one, and then leading to the whole, when you're in a job interview, you're going to be going over that interview and watching it over and then analyzing everything. It's almost like being able to watch things in slow motion.
Sure.
And then you can go over.
That's all you're going to do. Oh, you did this?
Yes.
And you would.
Well, actually, bitch, you just said this. And actually, husband, you just said that. And actually, and then when they're fucking and they're watching old reruns of old lovers and shit, it's damn, you guys are in that brain. Whoever's the writers, ooh, you're in that fucking brain, man.
Right,
You've thought of every
take
crevice.
the technology to where it would.
Oh yeah, but I think
that's
the
what was
technology
interesting.
goes where they want it to. I think it's instead of taking the technology to see where they go with it, it's more of we've got these fucking ideas and we want to see if you guys can keep up with us because it's almost
I think that's what it is. Is it's a push to the evolution of what the technology is. Well, what is that? The Hangman. It was season 4. There was the one where you had a little pod and you met this person and then you go in and then it's oh man, it tells you immediately how long you're with this person.
Oh yeah, that's it. You've got so many. That's right. That was the what the fuck was it?
It was just the Hangman, but they had and then they come to find out they're an algorithm.
Yes, and just the whole dating thing of being set up on dates and setting and partnered up, and then you have 2 weeks with this person, you have 1 year with this person. Oh, you got 7 years with this person. It's what?
Yep, and it was all about not looking, and then as soon as they looked, they ruined it.
Yes,
which is
my
great
God.
idea in quantum theory.
Oh, dude, all the fucking ideas are just
observer.
Yes, that's exactly it. Of being, Jesus Christ, it's a wicked show. It's a fucking.
I love the show. So my thoughts on the new season. I thought that it was kind of more on the introductory side of what the technology is and what they've explored a little bit more in previous episodes, and kind of took it back to hey. We're in the beginning, and if Ashley 2 came out, that's is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ashley 2. Yeah,
Ashley 2, Miley Cyrus.
Oh yeah, we'll spoil it for some people, but it doesn't spoil anything.
That's not
for
spoiling
you.
anything. That's that's just the Ashley 2. I mean, we're already seeing that stuff on
title,
Facebook.
Right.
We're not giving away anything. The other
Miley Cyrus did good. I liked her. She did
She
really
did
good.
good?
Yes,
Yeah,
and I
I
like
liked
that
it.
she's portraying somebody that's similar to what she's
Oh my god!
already,
Like
she already is.
how real? Like
That's what I mean.
like that's actually what I really
That's why
dug about
they
it.
got her.
Was the exploration of that, like getting
Yes.
someone that is actually truthfully so close to that subject matter.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what makes it more real for me.
Yeah.
Like, this bitch can really portray the real emotions of being in that situation. She's going to be able to know firsthand. Maybe not as extreme.
No,
as
not to the extreme.
obviously, but this could be the extreme of the future. This could be the extreme of, like, it just made me think of Dave Chappelle. And when he's talking about why do people go crazy? Why do you think Britney Spears is shaving her head? Why do you think fucking Martin Lawrence is like, they're trying to get me? And he's running outside naked. Like, they've had Mariah Carey just breaking down. Like, it's a lot of exhaustion mentally for these entertainers to go
Because
through.
you have to be this thing.
And then you got a lot of people invested in you. There's a lot of fucking money invested in this ride. You know, we don't want this ride to stop.
Obligation to be this thing that you don't know if that's who you are or identify with anymore.
Or if you want to veer off into exploring things, you know, I want to actually try, I want to take my music this way. You know, if Taylor Swift wanted to, and the way that she did take her music. But it is always that, yeah, you have other pieces playing the parts and the puzzles in the fucking thing of like, oh, okay, you're not the only one making the decision once you become a corporate entity of that kind of nature, or that just kind of, yeah. It was interesting just to fucking dive deep into that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, people get treated like that. You're just a money-making machine. That's it.
I do know that, Black Mirror is always something I look forward to, and I'm always bummed out with how
Yes,
seems
when
like
it's over.
the episodes are less and less.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
that's
like
it.
I was bummed out when the last one was only 4 episodes.
Oh, yeah, or even...
But it's like almost, hell, did the money go to the cast? Because I tell you what,
yeah.
they had some phenomenal actors.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
In almost every episode, like every episode of this.
They might be just shifting it where they're like, we can tell just as intense of a story, but put more money into the cast this season, or, you know, just that experimentation. You know, I like that they're willing to experiment. Anything that's willing to experiment, any artist, any company, any this, any that, I like experimentation no matter what, because it is just, it's fascinating to be like, oh, okay, it might not work. That Bandersnatch idea might not have worked. People aren't.
No, but
I'm
you're
not
gonna keep
really
just going, and if you keep
I'm
on just
not-
trying at it.
I'm not impressed with the interactive. Like, in the interactive thing, it was fun. It was fun, but it was very short-lived of like, yeah, that was one night. That was cool. But I don't know. I'm not going to be as excited next time because the interaction was just like, it's cool, but it's nothing that's immersive. It's not like the actual technology that they're talking about in the shows that it's going to come to, though. Like the Neuralink bullshit that Elon Musk is talking about. I'm sure it's something of the, if you could put a little dot machine device on your side of your temple, and then it could just kind of lock in with whatever, or where would it need to be? Does it need to be actually implanted in my neck so it can be in my spine and it can go into my nervous system like this? Or could I just easily have a bracelet on? Could I easily put some goggles on and just kind of, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, eventually shit's going to get there. I mean, it's, everything's going to be,
it's an
everything's going to
interface.
evolve.
This is an interface that we've got. The brain,
but they're figuring
and
it
all
out.
this.
They're figuring it out as we speak. I mean, I just seen a guy release gloves that, they can do sign language with, and it will audibly tell you what they
and
just
actually
signed.
speak it to you. Yes, that'd be great.
And the translating.
Oh, yeah, Google Translate.
Like, that stuff is going to be a thing where people are going to, I want this.
Oh,
I want to be able to hear every language.
Yes, and I think Google's actually working on that, and they've already got it where it is a fucking just immediate. You hold it up and blah, 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 blah. And
there's one that you can wear. I've seen several of them.
Oh, yeah.
But, those are still in their infancy, too.
Yeah.
Everything's just very, very early on, and then, there's still issues. It's like there's still issues with maps,
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
with everything.
Google, like, it's just...
There's always going to be issues because we're humans. But then eventually when it gets to the perfection, the actual what perfection is, and is
well, it's like once these technologies are discovered and then they're out, then you got other thinkers that are like, oh, if we take this and this and we can do this, and then that's how it evolves into these new things that
just innovation.
Yep.
They want to take. That's why it's like nothing's really original. It is just you're taking another idea, whether it's your idea, somebody else is innovating it in your own kind of unique fashion. And then there are some things that kind of stand out. Oh, that's original, but
sometimes
it really,
it's just packaging, man.
Yes, a lot of it too.
Like we're just gonna say crap.
Well, yeah,
I can take a shit in a box and mark it guaranteed.
Yeah, but it's just a guaranteed piece of shit. Like fucking. No, man, Chris Farley. That was another good one. The Adam Sandler Show and the fucking Chris Farley song was.
Oh, that's right. You guys just seen
dude.
it, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. It was.
Now, where was that at?
Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids.
Nice.
Was,
okay.
Oh, dude.
So when I seen him, I was like outside it, and we got rained out as soon as Sandler. He was in Sandler was on stage for like 7 minutes, and then got shut down.
It was like I was probably the 27th row, and it was just right on the floor. We had to go into the fucking special entrance and all that shit. I'm like, oh, this is kind of nice. Like,
and what'd you pay for those seats?
$300 for both of them. So it was 150 each, and I was like, "Oh yeah," but that's it. It's like it's a once in a lifetime thing for me,
dude. That's exactly what I tell everyone.
I'm never gonna see Adam Sandler again.
If you're looking at like even concerts, man, like if you're gonna go see a performer,
it's the
you're gonna see a performance.
Yes.
You're watching art. Now, do you want it? Now, I get people that are just like, oh, I just want to be anywhere or general admission.
Yeah.
Sure, great. Yeah, sometimes those things exist, but when they don't, and it's like you want to be in it, like especially stand up. Fuck being in the nosebleeds, watching it on a monitor.
Yeah,
I want to be there.
Yeah,
I want to be one of the guys that he might actually call on because he sees me. Not that. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to a show for.
He did a whole thing about it, man. He got his mag light out, and he's like, "Okay, you," and he's got music playing in the background, just a guy on piano. You look like a like just call. It was so fucking awesome, just in the moment kind of shit. Just that. Oh my Jesus.
And then you're there. It's just you feel it's personal. Comedy is personal to me. It's like, it's personal in your living room because it's just you and whoever you're with watching this. And it's when you're on stage, like I don't want to look over 5,000 heads.
Oh man,
I want to look over a couple. I want that intimate experience with this comedian. That's why so it's worth the investment to a show.
Yeah.
Like
you get what you pay for.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel about it, where it's like people will deprive themselves of really nice experiences because they're not willing to pay for it.
I'm bummed out because Rogan's coming out the 25th of October.
Yeah.
And
are those tickets already sold out?
I don't know, but I remember last time I seen him, it was like I think it was like $200 a seat.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
But we were.
If you get close,
I think there's like 7 rows in front of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was badass.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. See, and that's the thing. Like fucking. Oh, dude. Yeah, I'd love
it was a phenomenal show, like for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And again, when you're like, that's why I want to see him again because especially when you're seeing a comedian, you're kind of hearing the beginning stages of his jokes of what his next thing is going to be, what his new material is that he's working out. He's trying to see what lands.
Well, and that's where like with Adam Sandler was different, where it's like he's not trying to do new materials per se, but it is like it was funny to see him come out and just be like kind of just more going through it. He didn't even give a shit, and that was kind of what was nice. It was like, I'm tired, and he's got a song, I'm just so tired, I'm tired, and then I go here and I'm tired. He had this one called UFC Ear. I don't know how they hear with that UFC ear and all the graphics and just all the fucking. They're making everything about wrestlers and this and that, but all the UFC ears.
Dude, it's so funny because so many people only know Adam Sandler from like the movies and shit.
Yes, well that's a really good part right there. He did Red Hooded Sweatshirt, and it got weird.
I love that song.
I did too, but it was weird because I was the only one around my area
that knew the words.
That knew the words, and then when I'm starting Red Hooded Sweat, and then they're looking around like, what the fuck? And it was kind of weird because the crowd didn't really get into it.
5 albums?
The crowd didn't get into it as much as I thought they would. And Adam Sandler even had that feeling, I think, like my feeling towards him was like, yeah, that didn't go off as well as you thought it would.
Should have did go.
Because most people don't know his music. Most people will.
Well, it's not even just his music.
But a lot of people know his movies, and I am the diehard. Like, I've been there from the beginning. I've been there, not even from the beginning, because the beginning was actually SNL and shit.
Sure.
Then he went on to do the albums and did.
They're all going to laugh at you.
But oh my God, what the hell happened to you?
All the way up through this Don't Tell.
Or what the hell happened to me? That one.
Yeah, what the hell happened to me?
What's your name?
What's your name?
All the fucking. That was the best one. That's with the Red Hood sweatshirts on, because it was just.
And the Lonesome Kicker.
Oh yeah, that one is one of my fucking
I'm the
all-time
Lonesome
favorites.
Kicker, dude.
I'm the Lonesome Kicker. Extra point,
field goals,
extra service,
at your service.
Oh man,
dude. Medium pace again. Yeah, still one of those. I always want. Come Home to Me is one that I always wanted to do karaoke.
Oh, dude.
But,
oh my God.
Should go down on a yak like a horse's nutsack. Strictly for the cash.
I don't have the score, but I do. She's dude, it's such a.
Though I've been a fool for love, I have finally made my score. I got a girl and I don't mean to boast, but she loves me the most, even though she's a highly paid whore.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And
it's all like Frank Sinatra, dude. Love it.
Adam Sandler made me appreciate other genres of music, I think.
Yeah,
because
sure.
when I was very first into music, it was rock, heavy metal shit, and that was it. Like I'm listening to or alternative rock, whatever, but it was rock. And then listening to that, and it's like, whoa, okay, Adam Sandler would get some Jamaican beats in there, get this, get that, and it was just so
wide appreciation for different music,
and then plus my mom
too, mocking the genre.
My mom's always loved Adam Sandler because they're about the same age kind of shit. So she's always been into his movies, always just loved his like. It's always that feeling of like, oh, my mom really likes this guy. Plus, I already really liked him.
Some people hate him.
Yes, that's.
I don't even get it. I'm like, I just don't. It's like then you just don't get it.
They talk shit because they think he sold out. You know, it's usually the movie shit. It's never.
Sure.
I don't ever hear anybody complain about Adam Sandler CDs. I don't ever hear anyone.
Right.
If they ever complain, they're like, oh, Grown Ups and movies like that, and oh, he did all these serious like Spanglish, and it's like he was just living his life. I love all this movies.
I love Punch Drunk Love.
I didn't see all of that. That's the only movie of his I really haven't seen.
Punch Drunk Love?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I heard it was good.
I have it.
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, I heard it's so sad.
We should do like obscure movies.
Oh yeah, anything.
Hey, if you guys are watching this, then you should hit that subscribe button below.
Like, subscribe, share.
Yeah. But I was thinking about doing like a movie thing. Like we could do these podcasts and then afterwards, like fucking watch a movie, and just we could watch like random obscure movies or whatever movies that you have on your list, your top 10s.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing I think you should do. You should do some top 10s, bro.
Oh yeah, top 10. Any lists. They always go off. It's
some
always
good lists.
It's a clickbaity thing.
What 5 things can you think of every day?
Yeah, exactly. Top 5.
Top 5 things to not do while wiping your ass.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Number 5.
Yeah. Blow your nose. Number 4. Yeah.
Number 4. That's through the toilet paper. Make sure you got 4-ply.
Oh man. Yeah, that's about the worst. Yeah, or even like wiping your ass with wipes.
What not to do with your ass? Yeah.
Well, like wiping your ass with wipes, I almost think it makes your ass like softer. And then if you go back to wiping your ass with toilet paper after wiping it with wipes, your ass is almost like chafed from the toilet paper because you got used to wiping it with wipes, and it almost softens your asshole up.
Get some Klingons.
You need to harden that asshole up,
get some Klingons down there.
Well, yeah, it's just like because I'll wipe my ass with a baby wipe once in a while because it's like they're there, and I've got baby wipes. Obviously, I got a fucking baby, but then I'm like, I notice it makes my asshole softer, and then I'm like, ow, it hurts next time I wipe it normally, and I'm like, this is not cool. And I wonder if people know that, or even don't even think about that shit. Like older people, they're just wiping their asshole.
I just spit on it.
And then they're, exactly. 2 finger.
Get it really good.
Just get that off there.
Just give me a clamshell.
Yeah, just, yeah, exactly. He doesn't know what to do with the shells.
Fuck, shit, fuck.
That was another Rob Schneider. Yeah.
Dude, love Rob Schneider.
Oh,
so when I seen him, he was the host, and he was on tour with, so Nick Swartzen was there, David Spade.
Oh, dude, he brought out the fucking cross-eyed guy, and one later on, he brought him out because they were doing this, like, we all have a friend who and he just kept filling it in, and Rob Schneider kept, we all have a friend who fucking likes to suck dick, and like, and then we all have a friend who's got fucking up eyes, and that guy came out for a second. Oh yeah, dude, I've got the definite lazy eye kind of shit. My lazy eye.
That guy.
Oh dude, it was such a good fucking night. I'm so glad I went. The only unfortunate part was the opening comic. I feel bad for him because I don't know his name. There was a guy that came out right before Rob Schneider, obviously warm us up a little bit. He had some good jokes talking about his grandpa and being senile and shit, but he didn't tell us his fucking name. He didn't say anything about, hi, my name is so-and-so. So I don't remember his fucking name. He wasn't on the listing. He wasn't, like, he was really good, and I really wish I'd know who the fuck you were, dude, but
there was no shameless self-promotion to know where to go.
Yes, he never said it, and even if he did, well, I don't think he did.
In the last-minute local comic.
Yes, I don't know. It was
Elmer Hall.
Oh, dude, I would make sure. Hi, my name's Elmer. Don't fucking forget it. And how are you? How are you going to how are you going to forget that name? Jesus. That was the best part about growing up and being like, not the teacher's pet, but it'd always stick out to him. Oh, there's Elmer, my student Elmer. Oh, okay, that's different than John and Dave and Joe and How many fucking Nathans do you need?
Right.
I went to school with I remember one class, 4 Nathans. Oh, Nathan G, Nathan H, Nathan Z, Nathan R. Fuck, Nathan. God damn it.
God, Kyle.
Why, Jeremy? Why? So many Kyle. Yeah, I love the Kyle drywall monster bullshit going on right now. Just my whole fucking news feed is just...
Brett lucked out because I think for a while there that it used to be like good job, Brett.
Yeah,
And there was like a couple of them like that were going around, but it ended up
Kyle's
sticking on Kyle.
Kyle's just got that ring to it. There was this kid in high school that his name was Jacob, and I actually just called him Kyle, and it was just because he looked like a Kyle, and it was just that feeling of, I'm like, yeah, I think your name is Kyle. He's like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure your name, and it was. I wasn't even
to
like,
me, you're Kyle.
Yes, and I called him Kyle all throughout high school, and it was always just, yeah, you're Kyle Freeman or Kyle, whatever the fuck your last name is. Well, my name is Jacob, you know that. I'm like, I do, but no, your parents didn't know that. They should have known you was Kyle. I'm sorry.
Should have known.
He didn't look like a fucking Jacob. Other than that, yeah, I'm trying to think. Kerwood, the guy got his leg chopped off. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, Kerwood days.
Yeah, but I mean, an accident, fucking leg gets removed, and they're just like, "Yep, keep going. Let's just keep on going."
I fell into a fucking ring of fire. The train came down. My leg went higher.
And oh man, and it burns with that old on fire. Oh man, that would fucking suck. I can't imagine losing your leg at a Kerwood festival.
Well, it was one of the operators. It wasn't like someone there. It was like one of the. Okay. It was one of the employees. It was like 23 or something.
But wasn't he from the area though? Like, I think he was from the area. Like, I think he is from Owasso area, and he was just happened to be working there. Because, like, the way I read it on the Facebook, it looked like he was like,
man, it was his first day on the job. He was just joining the tents, man.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Joining the carnies.
Break a leg. You know, and then
how about I take it off?
Yeah, actually take the motherfucker right off. I don't need this thing anymore. That would suck, man. I can't.
First day on the job. Do I get benefits? Do I get workman's comp?
Like, actually, we forgot to tell you, we fired you right before that thing came down in your leg. You were fired before the accident, sir.
We were actually hoping you would die. We took a dead peasant's insurance policy.
It would cost
them
less. It would probably cost them less.
Hell yeah,
that's
sure.
it. Oh, you know, legal obligations and suing and all that kind of nature. Just like, okay, well, how'd your leg get under there, sir? And how this and the proving of that and the proving it wasn't your fault or it was your fault. And it's like, if he's smart, he's got a case. If he's not, well, then yeah. But other than that, it's kind of that feeling of like, well, do I want my hometown Kerwood thing to get sued?
Yeah.
Not really. And would it be actually part of my city getting sued, or would it just be part of just the Kerwood, or, you know, the actual...
whatever, Skirbeck Festival.
Yeah, whoever the fuck it is, yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's crazy.
Because I'm sure they got to have liability insurance. They got to have some kind of shit like that. Unless that comes out, and then it's like, oh, okay. How are you running things
I'm
here?
sure they absolutely do. I mean, it is fair season. I mean, I'm sure accidents happen all the time.
Oh, yes. It's nothing uncommon, but it is like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. It sucks. And it sucks that it happened in your hometown. It is fair season, man. Carnivals are everywhere right now.
Man,
Railroad days just happen. Hometown days just happen here.
Yep.
You know,
all the Kerwood, are coming
Burton. Well, you know what's crazier now too is like all the kids are out of school too.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, you know, you get on the road and I'm like, man, why is there so much traffic? And then I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Now I'm not worrying about the old screwballs anymore.
No,
now I'm worrying about like all these teenagers that, hey, they just got their license. This is their first summer.
Oh my Jesus.
Time to break rules and fuck off. No, Mom. I'm going to go do this in my car.
Yeah. No.
If I can't party in the basement, I'm partying on the road.
I was always gone.
Find a buyer.
I was always gone. Once I got my license, I was gone. But it was only to my friend's house. Yeah. Never, kids.
Don't drink and drive.
No.
Stupid, horrible decisions, man. Actually, I was just talking to someone else about that because we were talking about Mean Girls. And I remember I was going to go see that movie with someone. And then they ended up being stupid, and we were in a passenger seat and crashed into a tree and died.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, that's
really close.
Oh yeah, that's insane. My friend just his 1 year anniversary of him killing himself just was like 2 days ago. So that was like a nice little like, oh, okay, yeah, just people dead, people, you know, that's where the suicide was. I mean, I don't mean to bring everything down, but goddamn, it is that feeling of too many people kill themselves nowadays. And it's just something that we're dealing with. It's a mental illness, mental brain illness.
Mental illness, but I also think that's, you know, our lack of Mr. Rogers.
Well, yeah, that's
we don't have some of those emotional tools. So at the same time, we're under more stress than I think most people realize. I don't mean
mental illness and you actually have bipolar or this or that. I mean literally your brain is ill. My brain's ill. People's brains are ill, and then it's just how far you take that illness.
We took Beastie Boys a little too far with that license to ill. Man.
You got license to ill. That's for sure.
I'm ill. Who's not ill right now?
I
just was watching the documentary on Robin Williams.
People don't talk about.
Dude,
shit people don't
all
talk
the
about.
photos that they show to him.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you're just looking at his eyes, and you can see this profound, deep sadness.
Yes.
Like this strive for perfection. There's a reason why you're such an extrovert. It's because you have to be the attention because you don't feel, and if you're getting the attention, you don't feel like you deserve the attention. It's just this constant thing of, like he was talking about, like his first check, like when a more comedian stuff was like $15,000 a week.
Yeah.
Then, $15,000 a week now,
God,
like
dude.
it's still amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But
fuck.
that's why you're going to get into blow. You're going to get into doing these things.
Yeah, you're going to be able to afford to get all those bad habits, and that's why I don't have those bad habits right now because I can't afford it.
Right. Well, you don't want those bad habits anyway, bro.
No, but it is that feeling of I can't literally do it right now because I can't afford it. But if I were ever to be successful and given that kind of opportunity, you're basically given the opportunity.
Oh, yeah, it's
Here's an
in front of your
opportunity to
face
fuck
all the
your
time.
life up.
And
Here's an
if you're-
opportunity to make your life great, though, too.
And how crazy is it
it's all
too?
50-50.
Like a lot of these
Your
people,
choice.
well, especially a lot of the stars. That's how does it come out? It comes out because you're hanging with someone that you admire.
Yeah.
And they're doing blow.
Yeah, and that's what they do.
They're
and
doing
then
exactly.
You think that's
and
what you got to do.
they're offering you, and you're like, wow. Well, I've always wanted to be like this guy. I guess this is what you do.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and
and why not?
Influence of just that's the same thing when you're on the fucking school bus and everything else. It goes
granted,
all through life of just influence.
I think it's just knowing what you're doing. Like I don't have a problem with experimenting. I think people.
No,
I
I'm
think
not
people
against
should
drugs.
experiment.
No,
but
definitely
like
not against drugs.
it's definitely like you got to know.
You just got to know yourself and know your limits because I've watched my friend pull his 401k out and have a $2,000 night of cocaine. And then the next day, well, yeah, your little bit of retirement that you worked those 3 years to get, well, it's gone in one night.
Gone.
And
Same
was
with
it
gambling,
fun?
man.
Yeah,
I'm not a gambler.
No, and I have been, but it's that feeling of like, no, I haven't gambled in a while now, and I haven't missed it. I haven't missed it whatsoever. I obviously don't have any money to be gambling with, but it was those moments where, here's $100 on, go gamble. I know you want to. Okay, cool. Go up and maybe make some money or lose $100 in 10 minutes and be like, oh, well, I guess I'm driving all the way back home now.
Yeah, sure.
I've had those times. I've done it plenty of times. So it's the feeling of,
We're hitting $75 on a yo bet as I was walking out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
I had a $5 chip here.
I've gone and had the casino is one of my favorite times. And it's just because the adrenaline rush I could get. I've had times where you're going and you're just hitting everything and I got a few $100 to my name and then go and lose it within 10 minutes and then I'm down to my last fucking 5 literal $1 bills, put it in a machine, hit for $400 on the last dollar. Oh, okay, I guess my night started. I was just planning on walking out.
Yeah,
I
sure.
had my last dollar, hit it and not even looking.
You should have walked out.
And then all I do is go right
out with
over,
that $400.
go right back to the Zeus and put another $100 in there and then, oh, dude. But I love it because it is entertainment. It's stimulation to the utmost degree. Like,
that's the way I always tell people to look at it too. I mean, like you're
spending
paying
$300 for Adam Sandler
for an hour of entertainment.
Okay, we'll be real. Okay, $300 and probably $50 in gas, and our 2-3 hour drive, there and back kind of shit. So we got that, and then we got the 3-hour show. It was about 2.5-3 hours. So it's like, okay, there's 6-7 hours you could have with $300-$400, or I could take $300. Me and my girlfriend go about 45 minutes away. About $20 in gas.
Fire keepers.
And then we go up to Soaring Eagle, and then it's just like, because I'm only 45 minutes away.
Sure. I'm
literally like being up north, more closer there. I can basically take this little back way, get there 45 minutes, and it's just that feeling of, $300, and
it's a nice casino.
We could be up there for hours. We could be up there for 2 hours. We could be there for 6 hours, or we've been there for like 12 hours before. There's times of like, I went with $100 and I'm there for 12 fucking hours because I just had a really good night.
Now we're gonna try winning a room tonight.
That's it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or
the comp is going to pay for the fucking room because I've been here for 12 fucking hours, and like I like to be. I'm an extremist. I don't even like to be. I was about to say I like to be an extremist. It's like, no, I am a fucking extremist. So anything I really get extreme about, I'm extreme about it. Whether it's creating content, gambling, smoking, drinking, whatever. When I am doing what I'm doing, it's usually one extreme or the other. I extremely want everything to do with it or nothing to do with it.
Right.
If you don't want to take at least
if you're going to
$100,
be in, I want to be in.
Yeah, that's it. If we're not going.
Well, otherwise, what the hell is the point?
Well, that's it. It's like people bringing over a fifth and only wanting to drink half of it. It's like, you brought the fifth over. Like, I want to drink all of it. And even if you didn't want to, well, you brought it to me. So let's drink it all. Oh, you brought an eighth? Well, let's smoke all of it. Why are you fucking bringing a whole bag? Why you should only brought what you're going to, like, and then I've learned that's what I do. If I'm only willing to smoke 2 joints out of my new bag, well, yeah, I'm only going to bring 2 joints. If I was willing to smoke the whole fucking bag, I'm going to bring it. Like, just that kind of almost metaphor for things of like, well, yeah, I want all of it. All of it. All the things that life has to offer, I want it. I'm not really concerned with keeping myself here a long time. I just want to experience a lot of things, but I'm not in a rush either. I'm not in that rush to experience a bunch of shit and be like, I have to go to California and experience this. I have to go to the Netherlands and experience that. No, I just have to kind of keep my daily mental stability if I can. And if I can work on that first and foremost, then the other shit will happen
when
no
it
matter
happens
what.
and when it's
going to
meant
happen
to,
no matter what. And then if I'm better for myself in the daily, in the actual house, then by the time I leave the house, it'll be like, oh, I'm already good. I'm already good. I don't have to leave the house because I'm angry to try to be good. I'm already fucking
right.
good.
You're not trying to distract yourself.
No,
with
that's
experience.
exactly
You're
it.
trying. I think that's where
Trying to
people
go
who are
experience because I'm actually in a good mood to experience shit.
You want to
because most of the
experience
time I don't want to experience shit when I'm in a shitty mood.
Sure.
I don't want to go out tonight. Fuck you. I just want to.
Yeah,
sit
but
here
then
and
some
smoke
people
pot.
want to. But then some people have the exact opposite reaction.
And I see that too.
Like that's where it's like they got to do something because they're trying to escape or they're trying to get out of the situation.
It goes both ways because it is that human like personality. Oh, it's personally. Yep, you need outside influence. I need inside influence. Vice versa.
Yeah, I think we all need a healthy balance of both.
It's just being aware of what you need in the moment. That's really what it comes down to.
Listen to your body.
Today I need people. Tomorrow I don't. Next day I might. I don't really know. But I know today when you're like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, yeah, I'm going to hit them up immediately and say, well, you doing it right now? Blah, blah, blah. Right now.
The pre-decision that just doesn't exist.
Yes.
You want to tell me you didn't see it, motherfucker?
Yeah.
I know how alerts work on every phone ever.
Yes, exactly.
You know, like,
oh, yeah. Oh, man.
That shit annoys me.
Mm-hmm.
It really bums me out.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah. What do you got time for? And then what do you say you got time for? And then why you got no time?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing with your time?
The no time excuse always kills me from anybody.
Especially because it's life is social. You can see, obviously, they have time.
Yeah, on your messenger, I can see you're active. On your messenger, I can see you're active 4 minutes ago or 37 minutes ago.
That sounds so creepy and stalkerish, but you know what? Every fucking person does it.
Yes, and it's going to only get worse. Once we're mental telepathy everything, then it's really going to be kind of... I know you're doing the dishes right now, bitch. Well, I know you are.
It's not going to be no lie. You can't lie.
I know your phone is right next to you. You can hear me talking to you, but you're not responding. Like, what the fuck?
That's why it's like even the people that are like, oh, I don't lie or whatever. Oh, bullshit. Your life is riddled with white lies.
That's why
it's like,
I'm better off
hey, honey, I'm on my way. Oh, you're on your way, or you left 20 minutes ago and you're swinging by somewhere else.
Yeah, or you're still in the shower. Like,
whatever.
What the fuck do you actually mean? Oh, yeah, and that's where I've almost become less... That is where I did isolate myself from people. It was voluntary and involuntary, where it was just oh, you can't be like I am, and you can't be as dedicated. Well, fuck you then.
Yeah, and if you ignore the invite 3 times, they'll just stop coming.
Well, yes, that too. That's exactly where then I got cut out, and I cut out people, where it's just that feeling of, I need to focus on myself, and then maybe I'll be better for everybody once I come back. And just that, and at certain days, certain hours, certain times, blah, blah, blah. But it is moment to moment. I can't ever have here is the paved way for everything I'm going to do. And every day at 8 o'clock, I'm going to do this. Every day at 10 o'clock, I'm going to do that. Me personally, I can't fucking do that. I might be able to certain variations of that, but it's never going to be dead set. I'm going to have times where I want to stay up till 6:30 in the morning and sleep until 1. I'm going to have times where I want to be up at 7 o'clock a.m. And no matter what, that's why it's hard for me to get a dedicated thing unless I was kind of having other people depending on me. If I have other people depending on me and I was actually starting a company or a studio or something where we come together creatively every fucking day from 9 to 5 and do all this in a studio, that's one thing. But when it is just me, it's completely just me.
No,
it's
yeah, and when it's you have to ride the creativity wave when it comes about.
Or try not to push it when it's not there. Like today, I was like, am I going to sit here and try to push this? And I already recorded a couple things that were just like, I don't care for this. This is shit. What am I doing? And then when I seen the invite, I'll go do that because that sounds more in the actual mood
Monday,
I want to be in. Oh, yeah, that's it too. That's the same old, that's our schedule. Sundays are Mondays, and it's usually Monday.
Yeah, it gives you enough time to cut it together.
Well, usually the girlfriend wants to get rid of me, and it works out pretty good. Where it's like she's got Sunday and Monday off, so usually after having the whole day Sunday with me, she's like, "Oh yeah, you could go podcast. Yeah, you should get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah, go do that.
Like, yeah, let me be in my own fucking house for once. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, because I'm there all the time. I just want to be
in my house alone.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, and
nice.
That's it. Yeah, the house I pay for and everything, and you're just a visitor, Elmer. Thanks. Please go visit somebody.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, but that's the truth. I mean, it's the reality of I am the visitor, and I don't want to be the visitor forever. I want to do something successful, or I want to have some kind of success monetarily so I could help out with bills and feel like I'm actually pulling my weight, and it could be kind of my house and her
Gary
house.
V, right? Good Gary V. I'm going to start hitting up yard sales.
Yeah. Actually, I have been. I've already listed like fucking 5 or 6 things on eBay last night because I just got all these old stupid fucking sheet music songbooks, but one of them is like an old Mary Poppins from like 1963 going for $20. One sold for $20 last week. So it's like Gary V's talking about, look at the sold. All you gotta do is type in the ISB whatever on books and all that shit, or the UPC or whatever, and it's like eBay's made it so much easier. That's you just go to sell and then boom, type in your little fucking okay, and then sold sold last week for $20. Sweet, I'll ask $20 and then go down from there. But just stupid shit like that where it is I like wheeling and dealing. That's why I like Gary Vee. I've always been that kind of, like, my grandma raised me on that shit when we were in Bancroft. Like, that house, she had an old flea market that was actually in Bancroft at one point that happened to burn down, but she was the fucking go and buy your garage sale. She'd come to your garage sale on Sunday and buy your whole thing. Just, hey, I'll give you $50 and we'll take everything. And then people that were, the whole point of the garage sales to clean out your fucking garage or basement anyways.
Right, and get something out of it before taking it to Goodwill.
That's it, or get some, you're wanting some money out of it, otherwise you would have just gave it away. So there's that feeling, my grandma knew that, and she took advantage of that way before anybody, and it's just that feeling of it's in my blood to be a wheeler dealer. I could be a salesman if I really wanted to fuck people out of their money. I just don't really want to, because I feel a lot of salesmen, car dealers, this and that, they're just fucking you out of your money. So I don't like them. I really don't. That doesn't mean they're all bad. Some people are actually genuine people. They want to sell you. I want to get you the best value for your dollar. And by your dollar, I mean my pocket. Yeah, and taxes and these hidden fees and that hidden fee and then blah, blah. Like, no, I don't want to. I could sell you dumb shit, but I just have integrity and I have a principle about me that it's like, no. I want you to give me money. I want attention. I want all that stuff that everyone else wants, but I'd rather have it from some ad revenue on YouTube where I don't have to sell you anything. I don't have to sell you a merchandise piece of product. I don't have to sell you a goddamn thing.
No, they'll sell it for you. Oh, you're watching this video? Here, let's interject some commercials.
That's exactly it. Oh, yeah, and there's going to be commercials no matter what. And then all I can do is be like, well, here's how you get around the commercials. Right, you're like, what? Right. Like, but that's only if you watch it on your computer. And then here's how you get around it if you actually want to pay. And here's why it's great.
If you want to help and support, then go to my Patreon.
Oh, yeah, well, I did that fucking YouTube giveaway thing, and I made a video about it, and nobody hit me up for it. And I'm like, okay, I know where I don't have enough power to leverage anything like that right now. Like, that's really what it showed me.
Yeah,
like,
trying to get involvement is so hard.
Yes, but it's just, everyone's missing out. All I had them do, the only requirements were, go subscribe to my YouTube, take a screenshot of how you subscribe, and then send it to my Facebook, send it to my Messenger. And then I'd put that into a drawing, and tomorrow is going to be the drawing, and I'll be drawing nobody's hat or nobody's name out of it, and I'll be giving nobody free YouTube for 3 months. So it's that feeling of like, that was my offer. Give me your screenshot, it'll go, I'll put your name into a drawing, blah, blah, blah. Within a week, I'll draw, and then I'll give you fucking free YouTube Red and free YouTube music and all that good shit. And nobody wants to do it, but I didn't pump it down their throats either. But what I mean by the leverage thing is, like, I don't have enough people's attention to even have that kind of leverage to be like, oh, here's how I can get you to do this, to do that, because I actually have leverage over 5,000 dedicated fans where I can be like, hey, check this out. Here's a giveaway you're actually going to participate in, compared to like, here's a giveaway that no one's going to participate in, but you guys are still stupid for not paying attention.
Yeah, it still happens, man. I mean, it happens even when you're going bigger and have advertisements. Well, yes, it's really hard to create. It's consistency, longevity, and you just got to keep doing, and keep trying, because there's 7 people at the show or 70,000.
Oh yeah, you get to practice no matter what. You're practicing and practicing and practicing. So it's like, to me, no matter what I post, it's a practice. It is a practice to, oh, well, I guess I could have made that a little more descriptive. Oh, I could have made that picture a little better. Or I could have probably filtered that a little. Oh, okay. So no matter what, though, I'm not going around deleting shit. That's kind of the differences, too. Because in the beginning, I did delete a lot of shit, where you just post it, delete it, post it, delete it, post, delete, post, delete.
I made a big decision a while ago, with Finding Lost. Like, was I going to just delete everything from the past? And it's like,
Oh yeah, I like it
Fucking
being
leave it
up there. I
It
like
needs to be up.
Yes, I like the old Joe Rogans to go back and look at. I like the old podcasts of other people that I fucking find interesting, and it's like, yeah, I like to see where they came from.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a showing of, oh, well, yeah, this wasn't like, that's why Gary Vee even goes back. He's like, watch my first wine TV video, and you'll see exactly how weird I was about this and how unnatural this was for me.
I think it's also just, it's a showing of humility too.
Well,
like
yes, and it relates because it's like, look at me. I was like you, and you can be like me, and we can be like each other, and everybody just wants to be like one another. Whether you're a guy, girl, this, that, you live on this part of the fucking world or
I
that
want to
part.
feel like I relate.
Well, yeah, everyone's
I want
a
to
human.
fit in. I want to fit in with groups.
That's it. Oh yeah.
We got friends.
Yeah, it's hard.
Are you an acquaintance or a friend?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're my friend on Facebook.
I want to call you my friend.
But yeah.
Always like that. No, it's true. A friend is a gift to yourself.
Yeah, that's why I became my best friend.
That's right.
That's it. I am my
Gotta
best
be
friend.
your best friend.
I'm my best friend and my worst enemy. Because
You bucket every time.
Oh, yeah.
You
That's
bucket. Fill the you bucket.
It has to. There's nothing else to fill for me. I can't fill up other people. I can, but it's only if I'm full. If I'm full and I'm fucking overflowing, then yeah, I can give you all the fucking spiritual advice you need. I can tell you everything about anything I've experienced, and other than that, I don't know. I'm just kind of floating
That's
around.
what we are. Is just
Yeah,
an expression of experience.
Yes, I'm a computer program. You program me this way, I program you that way, and then we just and then it's about how much I allow you to program me, or you allow me to program you, and then you repeat things I said, or I repeat things you say, and then everyone just rubs off on each other. Yeah. So it is up to you who you want to rub. Yeah, who you want to rub off on and who you want to rub off on you, and it is literally that with anything, every single fucking person I interact with.
I'm gonna allow you to rub me.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm just an animal.
Rub me the right way, baby.
Yes, just pet me. Please pet me. Oh, strokey. Oh.
Why are things not working? Well, you're hanging out with girls. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Seems like you're using your dick as the fulcrum.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you have no leverage.
Yeah, that's it, too. Oh, yeah, it's an interesting topic. It's always fun. That's where I'm not even concerned with I like not even being concerned with my girlfriend. I'm trying not to be, where we've got our things, but it is feeling better now of more, okay, we are having our separate lives, but again, it doesn't feel like we're so crammed up each other's asses, and it does feel like, I have room to breathe, you have room to breathe. I'm not obsessing about other people and friends and family and blah. You're not either. We're kind of just, we're not even obsessing. It's more of just, we're getting back to ourselves. I can be in the basement doing my thing. She can be upstairs with the boy doing her thing, blah, blah, blah. Just, it's a nice tranquility, at least for today. At least for the last couple of days, it's been like, this is nice. This is nice again. And then,
it's just walking on eggshells and glass.
But either one of us, because we both do that to each other in a relationship. It's like she'll hold back from me. She's afraid of my reaction, what she's going to say. I'm afraid of her response or reaction. And then we don't communicate. And then it's like, no, fuck that shit. Let's just get it the fuck out there and just say it. And then once you do...
I'm a throw it on the table kind of guy. I'm not even gonna, and I'm never even like, dude. I will always take honesty over anything. Like, I respect that so much. But have the conversation.
I want to know how you're really feeling.
Have the conversation.
Don't tell me how you're not feeling and how you're. It's just usually a lack thereof. Like when people can't tell you how they're feeling, it's kind of like disappointing. Of like, what do you mean? I'm asking you how you feel about me, and you can't tell me, or things of that nature. And
right, you're so conflicted. Then it's like
whether it's arguments or friends or family or this or that or actually intimate relationships, that's all we have in our life, relationships. That's how we know who Dan is, because of all the relationships he has with all these people that define you and define Elmer as who I am and blah blah blah. And then we're stuck in the concepts of who these people are. Right. I have a concept of who Dan is. Dan's a vlogger. He's a videographer. He's made some movies. He's done this and that. He lives in Swartz Creek. Whatever it may be, it's still that feeling of, here's a concept of the person. Here's a concept of my mother and who she kind of is, and just all the people in our lives. We all live in
It's funny because when I meet someone, the first thing that I tell them and or show them, that's what I do. Yeah. So, like, if I show them a song, he makes music. If I show them a video and it's a commercial, he makes car commercials. Yep. Or if I show him a trailer, he makes movies. Yes. It's like, it's very interesting to see that because, whatever the first thing is I show them, doesn't matter what I show them afterwards. No. The first thing that I showed them is what I do.
Yep. It's the first impression. That's it.
It's very funny.
Oh yeah, that is
It's
interesting.
like, I'm pretty prolific. Like, I got some things that I do.
Oh yeah, it's like I don't do just one thing. Oh yeah, that's my.
I'd like to do multiple things. I like the process of doing a lot of creative things.
Yes.
Like the creative process to me is the joy. I love the creation and the destruction of it. Destruction is a form of art. You know,
Yeah, you're still doing.
and it should challenge, you know, what our ideas are of certain things, and that's where it's, you know, life imitating art, art imitating life.
Oh yeah, it's all made
you know,
up.
It's
I
all.
love it.
What are we?
Well, like art in general is made up to me. It's just such a bullshit.
The
scheme.
concept of art is
It's such a scam. It's so funny though. It's such a scam. It scams so many people out of so much
prestigious
money.
art. Sure, yeah, like
It's all
I believe
fakery.
that.
It's all fakery bullshit. If I could convince you that
Art's too
you
broad of
know,
a term. Are you talking about paintings or something?
everything, all of art is
Art
just,
is media. Art is what's consumed. What defines
yeah.
art to me, I mean, math can be art. The way what
yeah.
makes you an artist or whatever it is basically you.
Oh yeah, but I think your level of so-called success with it, you know, like Banksy is obviously an artist. But
Sure.
if he wasn't that famous and you're just looking at stencils on a wall, then to some other person's opinion and perception, it's just some art graffiti bullshit. It
Sure.
has no value, has no intrinsic value,
to
has nothing.
their audience.
You know, and that's it. But almost
that
what I'm
audience.
learning is that you're making your audience love you, or you're making people love you in general. But it's through all kinds of art. You know,
All
whether
you're
it's the
doing is
artist-
creating things that make people relate to something in some way. When it's just an expression, and whatever medium that is in, when you're expressing something and people gravitate towards that expression or feel the same way, that's what adds value. It's only to that audience. We talked about this last time about the value, and it's only us who add it. So it's like, but that's all everything is.
Yeah.
You know, whether anything, but like especially art. You know, in the end, art, people want to know the artist. They love love the images that Dali painted, but they're really fascinated about who Dali was.
Yes.
You know, like there's something more to it, and that's where, you know, it's the person. It's because it's their expression. It's authenticity and
that's what
being
makes
able
it
to
unique.
relate to that.
Oh yeah, that's what makes it unique, and that's where it's like you can relate to anybody, to me, but it's obviously it's a trying or not trying. A lot of people try to relate to each other. A lot of people don't try to relate to each other.
Right? Are you?
know?
But it's, you know, and it's not even just relatability though. It's like relating and then falling in love with, in a way. It's invoking a new emotion. I mean, sure, anybody can be relatable, and
Or
like,
even
especially if you're trying to.
you know, cooperating compared to not cooperating. There's a lot of people that don't want to cooperate with society. They're just assholes. They're just cunts and dickheads and cocksuckers. And then there's a lot of people that I'm very cooperative. If I'm out and about in public and I need to back my car up for some reason because the parking garage is full, then I'm cooperating, and everyone cooperates. I'm not the guy that, what the fuck do you mean the parking garage is full? What the fuck do you mean I can't do, like, it's just, there's so many, but it's almost like a black or white back and forth. Obviously there's different comparisons, but it is, are you good, you bad, you like to do good, you like to do bad, are you really,
What are you doing with the
know?
majority of your time?
Yes.
And are you looking at yourself in any analytical eye that says, "Hey,
Any
okay,
reflection?
I'm getting, what is my reflection? What does the mirror tell me? Mirror, mirror on the wall, I look at you every day."
Man.
But how do you look at yourself?
Yeah.
You know, daily affirmations, they're a thing, man.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason I made that one.
You know, Dolly was
I
one
make fun
thing.
of the things I do.
Sure.
Daily affirmations. Dolly, you're saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's just, I don't know. Like one of my like daily affirmations I used to actually have on the wall. I wrote, and it was Gandhi. But you have to be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
And that's totally it. I mean, what am I willing to put in? If I want people to treat me certain ways, am I treating others that way? How many people expect things and then never, ever are willing to do for others?
Yeah.
They're always just worried about, well, what's in it for me?
I've got some friends like that where then you can't call them on their shit because they're just, no, I don't do that. But I'm expecting my boyfriend or this guy I'm having problems with to do that for me. But then I'm
and
like,
they contradict themselves in the same conversation that they'll have with you.
I'm like,
we
but
don't do
you're-
this, and then here's an example of how I do
You're
that.
bitching about this person right now, and yet you're bitching that they talk shit about people, but yet you're here talking shit about them. So
Sure.
it is that feeling of, but you do that too, so and so. And then she's like, no, I don't. I'm like, but you're doing it right now. Do you see what we're doing? We're talking
Right.
shit about ABC.
Look at the step
and
back.
Yes, breathe for a minute. Hold on. I know you got the inner dialogue going, but
They're
please,
a lot of people are just unable to see that, though. That's a reflection. That's a thing. It's just happening.
Yes.
It's like
It's hard
they
to slow
see it
down.
only through their perspective of, well, this is wrong.
Yes.
While simultaneously not realizing that they're doing the exact same thing in a different way, but the same thing in their
and
life.
Just because I've come to that conclusion in my own life that it usually takes me doing the thing to recognize it in somebody else. No, it doesn't mean that person has, though. Just because I have doesn't mean that I can point it out to this person and they can be like, oh, you know what? I am doing that. Because they haven't come to that conclusion.
I mean,
yet.
a lot of
They
people think I'm a
haven't.
nice guy. A lot of people think I'm an asshole. The truth is I'm both. It depends
Yes.
on who you are to me. It
Yeah.
depends on who I am to you. It
Yeah.
depends on a lot of different things. The truth is yeah, I may bitch about something like this and and say that, blah blah blah, and at the same time say, well, I don't do that. Well, I mean, it's just part of the human condition.
Yeah.
I try to acknowledge when I'm doing that
Well, yeah,
so that
when
I
I'm-
can pull that in. I mean, that's what it is, right? You're
Yeah.
trying to just keep
Acknowledge
pulling
what
it
the
back.
fuck you're doing, acknowledging it and being accountable. And most people aren't accountable, meaning that they don't
Most
actually
people aren't even
reflect.
held accountable.
No, that
They're-
everyone's too nice.
They can't reflect if they're never held accountable.
Everyone's too goddamn nice. Or they're just too nice to say anything. They're too nice to do anything. They're too nice, too nice, too nice. Like, that's why I'm not nice. Like, to sour cream, Brandon, whatever. Like, I'm not nice. I'm sorry. I don't care if I'd come across as mean. I don't really care. I don't care.
You're being mean?
Well, just calling him out and saying, I want new shit. I want some new stuff. But it's only because I see he's got potential and I come across as a dickhead because I'm like, yeah, he'll justify things. People justify things. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that sucks. Nobody likes that music right there. You don't even like that music. Otherwise, you'd put more work into that. You'd want a music
So you're talking
video
about
for that.
So I seen a
I was
couple
just being
comments. So this
honest,
is on
like,
the Facebook post.
Yeah, I was just being honest. Like, you suck. That sucks. That sucks. I want something new.
I don't even think I read it like that. I think I read that
But
like,
I
you were
literally-
giving some harsh criticisms
It was
of
on-
like, hey, this is old shit. I want to hear the new shit.
That's
Because there
it.
was definitely a positive undertone to what
yes,
you were saying.
and-
You were basically trying to get him mad enough to be like, well, fuck you. I want to produce some new shit.
Yes, I'm
and
gonna do
produce something fucking new.
Yes, and that's where I am a provocateur. I like to provoke you. I want to jab you. I want to hit you. But it's all from love. So it is that understanding of love's not always positive. Happiness
It's
is
a
not
love
always
jab.
positive. It
Just
is
a little
like,
love jab.
if I didn't love you and I didn't see potential,
Shit, I
I wouldn't
got you in the
fucking-
nose. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't talk to you. I
You
just
bleeding?
wouldn't- Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're bleeding.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh Jesus. Well, yeah. It's just when you jab them too hard, and then they fucking jab themselves even harder. And it's like, I didn't mean for that, but it's still. Once I throw it out there, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do with it, you can go kill yourself over it, or you could get some inspiration and be like, man, he's kind of right. I should just
Hey,
produce
dude,
something.
I remember
today.
when you called me out, man. That's
Oh,
kind of what it
God.
was. The first time I watched it, I was like, I realized
It
that
promotes.
I had this decision that I can
Oh,
be
yeah.
butthurt about
I could
this,
respond, or I could-
or I cannot be butthurt about this. And I'm like, well, I should watch it again, and I watch it again, and I'm like, I don't know if I can be butthurt about this because what he's saying is true. And then I watch it a third time, and I even chuckle. That's
Oh,
what
yeah?
I said.
Well,
Yeah,
then you
I
get
was
to
like,
laugh at
3 of those
yourself.
views
Oh,
are
yeah.
mine, motherfucker.
Yes, and you get to actually laugh at yourself.
Shit, you
about
watched
it.
that?
That's it. Oh, dude, and I was shocked. That was it. It was just a feeling, and then it's like, but see where it led me. Even if it was just a personal reflection on me, like, well, see
Well,
where
led
I
us
am
to
now?
doing 10
That's what I mean.
podcasts together.
Just by calling you on your shit, one person calling another person on their shit, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's a relationship and a communication, and oh,
it definitely motivated me and inspired me to be like, oh, well, shit, yeah, I need to be doing.
well, yeah, I
I
just
need to
don't
be
think
doing vlogs a lot more frequently and consistently.
Nobody has the fucking parents that give a shit. Nobody's parents give a shit or a fuck to tell their kids, hey, I know what you're doing, hon, and I like that you're trying to be this person or that person, but here's what you should do, and here's where it sucks, and here's where... They don't even give a fuck to tell you anything good or bad about a lot of shit you do, no matter who you are. It's just a feeling of parents don't really give a fuck, and they're humans
Well,
too.
if they are saying something, they're definitely pointing out the bad most generally.
Yes, and it's hard to be the child hearing it from the parent, but it is kind of like, oh, if I can hear it from a stranger, or if I can hear it from this person, or Gary Vee can tell me, call me
anyone
on
else
my
that you may
shit,
look up
then-
to. Because when
Yes.
you're not hearing it from a parent, when you're hearing it from someone else
or an
that
equal or a fucking competitor
Yeah.
or something like that,
peer,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, well, yeah, the peer, yeah, or the peers, my peers. Oh,
yeah, it's true. But like when you said that, like, like I remember I mean, fuck, dude. Not only the consistency of my vlogs, but yeah, that motivated me. I was like, yeah, I need to be doing more.
Yeah, and it let you know someone's watching. It let you know at that moment.
It's the accountability. I mean, that's the whole thing that they were saying here. And you made me feel I needed to be held accountable. Someone's now holding me accountable.
Yeah, that's
it too. Not only is someone watching, they're saying, hey,
he actually made a video
I've been watching, and what the hell is this?
Yes, it's like I've been watching in the corners and the dark crevices. And
this isn't a vlog. You haven't done shit that you said you were going to do a year ago. What the fuck you doing, Chipman?
Oh, yeah, dude, that's it. But just waiting to come sting you. But I'm not a venomous one. I just want to sting people and just... Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
what the fuck is that?
Jabs.
What the fuck?
It's love venom. It's my love juice.
Yeah, it's so
just take some of my love juice.
Maybe I don't sting you, I just pinch you. I'm just a Scorpio that just pinching your ankles. It's like, what the fuck? That's annoying. That's annoying. It's like, well, do something about it then. Make it not annoying to me. If it's not annoying to me, then I won't be annoyed.
Switch up, experiment, keep experimenting.
That's all I want to do.
The task. Well, that's what you've been doing.
I want for me what I want for you, or I want for you what I want for me. I want for Brandon. Sour Cream, if you're fucking watching, listening, please know I love you, you motherfucker. I just want new shit. I want to see what you're doing today. I want to see what you're doing now. I don't really give a fuck what you did years ago, because obviously I would have gave a fuck about it then when you shared it then, and then I would have promoted it then, but I didn't give a fuck about it, so I didn't promote it. And same with my music. My music sucks. But you know what? I accept it. I accept that I'm not going to really pump it out there because I think it sucks. And that's the whole thing of like, if you think your music sucks, you're probably not going to promote it that much. So maybe make something you feel good about.
Maybe you're onto something.
Yeah, maybe something you feel good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you think it sucks and you're not wanting to promote the hell out of it, then maybe it sucks. And that's the truth. Or if you just want to get it out there and tell me a story about it.
That too. Tell me something else. There's so much different. It's just, I see a guy like that and I'm like, dude, it's not that he's wasting his life. Everyone's wasting their life in a certain degree or a certain opinion. And if all life is just kind of meaningless, then it's all a waste of time. Or you can just do whatever the fuck you want. So if he wants to sit around, be a couch potato, do his thing, and be the guy who's on Facebook, not included in society, that's cool. I've been there. I know what it's like to be the guy not included in society.
Get him on a podcast.
Well, that's what I even say, but he'll come up with every excuse. He's that kind of guy where it's like, oh, well, I don't have a car, or well, this, or well, that. And it's like, with those kind of people, I'm not doing it for you. I'm nice enough to take my time out of my life and my day to tell you that I think you're fucking up and you could do something, and I'm here for you anytime you want a podcast. But when you give me all these bullshit excuses, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about your excuses. Oh, I didn't have a car either. I still came. I live a fucking hour away from Dan, but I still come every fucking time. 2-hour drive every time I want a fucking podcast. Do I bring that up and mention it like it's a bad thing or a complaint? No.
You just did.
But I'm just saying I could. It's that feeling of I could complain so much more about things and be a typical narcissistic fuckhead like all these idiots on my Facebook. A lot of idiots on my Facebook, a lot of idiot people that they bitch and complain. It's not just creatives. It's just people in general that bitch and complain. And then it's like, well, you're not doing anything to stop yourself from complaining. They're not even stopping their own complaining. I would be sick of myself complaining. If I was complaining as much as a lot of people do, it would be that, damn, Elmer, I would be watching myself and be like, God, that's stupid. But people are usually just posting about it. People are usually just making these little snippet blips that they don't actually go back and look at themselves. Me, I'm making this video content. I'm making things that, oh, here's your memories and here's this. And I'm just now in my Facebook timeline getting memories of live streams, because I've been finally doing it long enough. I'm finally getting the memories of very starting off. Oh, I lived in my house and I was live streaming here and there 3 years ago. Oh, I was taking advantage of all this shit. And it's just like blip, 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 where I want other people to take advantage of it if it's going to make them happy. And like in Brandon's case, I think it would make him happy. That's all it really is. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Is like, I do what I think is going to make me happy only because I think it's going to make me happy. And I see people thinking that they're happy, but they're not happy.
I mean, hey, I would have been a little butthurt too if I would have just posted something. But like, I guess the difference is there's a difference between posting it and tagging everyone in it. You know? Or if it's a shared post from 2.5 years ago and we were already tagged in it, then yeah, that might have been why it popped up. Oh yeah, and then that's fine.
Being nostalgic is okay.
I acknowledged nostalgia. It. I heard it, and I listened to it a little bit again, and then I was like, yeah, all right. And then I seen your comments, and I was like, yeah, bail.
Yeah,
but like
that's it. And I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just my part to play, though. But it is the feeling of like I'm only an asshole to people I love, though, because
I did that "You're Dead" lyric video. It's literally got like 30 views.
Maybe. Yeah, but then that's it. It's like as long as you're doing it for you, as long as and I watched it. That's it too. I watched it, and I'm like, yeah, it's whatever is going to make you happy. That's where I'm questioning myself on my content. I'm thinking, What do you want to watch, Elmer? What do you want to watch Elmer do? What do I personally want to watch myself do? And what do I want to... I want to be able to laugh a lot. I want it to be like, oh my God, that was so fucking fun. That was so fucking crazy. Holy shit. That's why I do like thinking about being characters and being different things. Richard Tater, the baptism shit, that's still something I want to get done. It's just that feeling of like, man, I need to be doing more of that. I need to be less sitting and stationary. I need more of just an action for me personally.
I want to tell Elmer what I think Elmer needs. Okay. I think Elmer needs to start writing every fucking day. I think that you need to just start writing. You're going to, and if you allow yourself to just go, right. If you like, I remember
I just need to tune out from everything. Yeah, just, I get distracted
and not even think about the words, man. Just free flow thought.
Yeah.
And then look at it, and then, oh, hey, that's a good idea. Oh, and I can pump that up with this, this, and this. Do 2 proofs of that motherfucking thing, and then don't try to be so hard and critical on yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But then just do it. Mm-hmm. You know, like whether you're narrating over images and clips, or whether you're just talking and hey, here's my bullet list. You know the beats of the joke, and okay, so add some cuts so that you make the timing work or whatever.
Oh yeah, and that's
But just writing is going to get you thinking in a whole different direction.
And my writing voice is different.
Exactly. But
totally
now
different.
You're going to find that amalgamation of what Elmer's voice is and what he's striving and looking for. That's going to come to some sort of head. It has to.
Oh, yeah.
But only if you start exploring in those different areas.
Oh, yeah. And I
try telling myself the same thing. So like when I'm on the shitter, I usually try to do like basically almost like a bullet list of what my day was.
Yeah.
So yesterday I did this, blah, 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 blah. Just like a little mental recap. Here it is. It's out. It got me thinking about what I did and what I've accomplished. And then I'm usually going through the Facebook feed of like, what's some interesting shit. Oh, here's some links that I saved over the past few days of things I might want to talk about. And whatever I feel inspired on is whatever sticks and comes out in my vlog.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't have too much thought. But then I thought about, what about if I apply thought? And then that's where it's like, well, do I want to create a show? Because I could definitely do that. I've thought about, Trapped in a Box is still an idea that I have that I think could be awesome and it's still applicable.
Yeah.
Trapped in a Box is basically 2 guys, and it starts off, it's basically like a variety show. It is a sketch show. That's like the whole idea. It's about life, it's about thoughts, and it's comedy. It's like Kids in the Hall, like kind of shit, just crazy shit.
Just sketch comedy and like little snippets that's where I think it would be better, just to write a little 2-minute skit, 3-minute skit, blah, 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 and then to really practice it, really focus on the delivery and the blah, 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 and then really, just like professional actors, they run through it before they actually get that fucking actual film out, actual shit, blah, 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 and blah, whatever the fuck. It's just that feeling of, you're dead right on the writing, completely. Just 1,000%. That's all.
All right, Elmer Brandon Hall.
Oh yeah,
start writing, motherfucker.
That's it, man. Oh my God, that's it. And I want people to call me on my shit. I'm so glad when people have the audacity to do it, because it feels like an audacity. Like I have audacity to say shit to people. I have the audacity to just fucking call.
I love compliments,
but it is I love. But
I also love. Hey, I don't like this. People will get afraid to tell you. Like even if they say like, oh, I don't really like something, you're just like, oh, well, what don't you like about it? Oh, don't just forget I said it.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just
it's like, okay, well, no, I really am curious about what that thought is, because I'm trying to work these things. Yeah, like it makes you really curious.
Oh yeah, that's the same. It's just a bullshit move.
I did have a fantastic comment the other day, compliment rather, that was on the auditorium.
Nice.
And they watched it and they're like, man, that was so good. I felt like I was actually watching TV or something for like, like they thought I was watching the History Channel for a little bit. I had to keep on reminding myself that you did it. And I was like, hey, thanks, man. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, like ultimately that's what I want to do for businesses, and I want to be able to explore places that I'm into, and I want to get that business or whatever service person. I want to be able to, all I want to do is be able to support others and make something cool that I think is cool and would want to watch myself.
Yes.
And then, involve them so that they support it too, because I want them to want it. I don't want them to be like, oh, well, that guy made that fucking video. Whatever.
Well, yeah, it's a feeling of everyone's out to promote themselves, and especially now. And it is a feeling of doing it in a good, positive, connecting way of, hey, yeah, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. We're helping you, and I know my worth, you know your worth. Like, this is all, that's all we're bringing to it is value, and all the other shit of just, people
like,
want to see shit.
I hate doing it, but, like, I have to do it every time. The whole subscribe, like when I've been pumping it more in my vlogs. But fuck yeah, I'm getting more likes. I'm getting more subscribes.
Well, like
so
Philip
I have to do
DeFranco,
it.
he just said he had a thing the other day. It probably started a couple weeks ago. Where he's like, "And hit that like button, or I'll throat punch you." And he just said it one time, and then all of a sudden his likes went up by like 50% completely. Just boom, way fucking more. And he's like, "Oh well, I guess." And then he acknowledged that. He's like, "Well, since yesterday's video, when I told you guys to like that fucking thing, or I throat punch you, well, it seemed to work, and our likes went up by this much. So I'm going to tell you and make sure." And now he includes it in his little catchphrase.
Sure.
And make sure and
Now,
like
did
that,
you-
or I'll throat punch you.
Did
And
you
I was
ever
like,
hear
"Whoa."
of like what's his name, Askasm?
Mm-mm.
So he did like this weird thing, like where it was like the most liked comment would be the name of the show.
Yeah.
Would be the name of the episode.
Give interaction
and it would be
completely.
like, blah 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 sucks a fucking dick and da 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 and was voted the most, blah blah blah, and that'd be the name of the episode. And like, dude, he was very good with the interaction stuff like that, because it was always like, you're going to be able to say whatever you want to say, and even if it's the most craziest, stupidest shit, I'm still going to put it up there.
We're still going to go according to what my rules are, that kind of shit. Oh yeah, that's where I like Trent Reznor, because I took a lot from that. His business model was to connect with fans and give them a reason to buy his shit. Like, and I watched the guy actually behind his marketing give this presentation of, here is Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor's business model. Pretty much. Here's the whole thing. It's CNF, connect with, or CWF, connect with fans, and RTB, reason to buy. And he connected with them by doing like scavenger hunts with a new release, or doing this or that. Just a lot of.
I remember when he
interactive
released
shit.
White Teeth, and he released the song on iTunes, so you could totally fuck with it. He was like, destroy it. He's like, do whatever you
remix,
want with
do
it.
this, do that, and that's exactly it. He's always been a good one of connecting with fans in that way of, hey, I'll connect with you in a way of, you're going to make the title. I'm going to connect with you in a way you're going to make the new release of this or that, or just to have that kind of
camaraderie, and as well as,
and it gives them a reason. Whether the reason to buy is there, it's a reason to. Here's a reason to interact with my YouTube channel. Here's a reason to do this, or here's a,
Again, it goes back to like what we're talking about at the very beginning of this podcast, and it's just like the Mr. Rogers thing, just being able to connect.
Yes.
It's giving you an opportunity to connect with this in a new way.
Yes.
And it's not even necessarily a new way, but even having the options to connect in different ways.
Yes. And there's so many different ways with the internet.
Yep.
So many different platforms and channels.
Like everyone's
and
telling me, like
apps
I've been
and
reading, and
Reddit
it's like, I need to create a group for my
Facebook.
Yeah, for my
Facebook
for Finding
groups.
Lost.
Yes.
So been thinking about a lot about that. Been thinking about doing like some different watch party things. I've been thinking about, again, like the Monday night movie thing. There's so many thoughts that I have, but what I really need to do is focus on getting my ass in the van. I need to just get out, and I need money to do that, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do right now to do that. And I think basically I need to shrink down my idea. Not really shrink it down. I just need to put it into an immediate practice. I've been really debating on, like, next week, even just taking the car and going to a different town and just doing like
all I picture when you said that,
and doing a video business card, thing. Like, hey, I'm gonna go. This is how I'm gonna go scam for money when I'm on the road. So I'm gonna go do this in some place that's not too far but not too close. Out of town and around.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, well, you don't need the van. You got a trunk, so there's your duffel bag full of clothes, and then your back seat full of equipment, and then your two front seats, you and me, or you and another person, and that's it. That's all you really fucking need. And then it's just a bing, okay, for a weekend, bing, back home, recoup.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it like a 5-day thing there. Like where it's like maybe
where you're capturing the road trip to the destination, you're capturing the destination, everything about the destination, and you're sleeping in your car, or you find a place to camp out for a night or two, and then that's even the whole video, blah blah blah, and then come back, work on it for the next few days. It'll take a while, and then have it out. It could almost be an every other weekend occurrence.
Yeah, but the thing is that's like an adventure. Well, what I want to do is what I want to put into motion is, like, if I'm a week in a town, can I actually go explore this town
and produce everything
and produce the thing that I want to produce in a week, as well as get paid? I need to be able to make some money. So it's not just being able to create these wonderful things, but it's also being able to explore a couple businesses, talk to enough people to be like, hey, okay, what I'd like to do is this, and this is what it is. The $350 business card.
Yep. Oh yeah, or it's basically the fucking, I arrive here Friday, I have all Friday night to hook up with people, I have all Saturday to hook up with people, and then you have to hook up with them on Saturday though. It's like, and then the shooting all day Saturday. So then
most
Sunday
businesses it's like you need to talk like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Yes,
those are the best days to talk to
I'm
business
just thinking
owner.
weekend warrior bullshit. That's just the first thing that comes to mind. But in that even if it is Tuesday to Wednesday or Tuesday, Thursday, that just span of, okay, I arrive in town, hook up with these couple businesses, have that day to shoot it, and then you're edited and paid for by the time you leave for Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely, man. If you figure out when you can pull some time together, figure out when you can pull a couple days together, because we'll pick an area. Okay, and we can look at camping or whatever, or find someone that's maybe close or whatever.
I'm good with not sleeping. We're just sleeping in the car,
and then
taking naps.
Let's give it but if you could pull like 5 days together, because I think honestly that's like what it would take, and I'd have to find the ones that bite right away. You know,
pretty
but
much.
Because I want it to be like this experience, and then you could just document, film me doing this motherfucking thing.
Pretty much,
Let's make a little bit of money. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
and then
boop boop boop
boop boop.
Oh yeah, that's
carry
it.
On.
Yeah.
Carry on my wayward son.
Oh yeah, there's. I just don't want us to waste the summer. That's what I don't want. I don't want you to waste it. I don't want to waste it. I don't want anyone else listening to this to waste it.
That's why when
winter is coming already. Don't think about it. Don't dwell on it. But just know that
I'm gonna be out of here before then, man.
Listen to it, and then just know that next thing you know, it's going to be snowing, and you wasted your whole fucking summer by not getting out, not doing this, not taking advantage of the nice dry roads, the nice fucking pavement, the nice beautiful sun.
I know, dude. I'm so jelly every time I see you go up north, and I'm like, God damn it, just invite me.
Well, we're going up this next weekend. This next weekend is a big, huge camp.
This one coming up?
Yep, this next weekend, Friday. I'm going to be leaving. I might leave Friday just afternoon before the girlfriend gets out of work. Me and the boy might just go up. She'll be leaving Friday after work, but it's going to be all weekend kind of shit of just. We used to do a big Memorial Day camp out at our old place in Houghton Lake. Once we sold that, though, we sold that, but my uncle bought a place right next door to it.
You got like a bunch of family going up there then?
Yes, there's going to be a huge fucking group of people, not just family, it's friends and family and this and that, and basically anyone we want, where it's a big camp out. My mom has 60 acres plus her 7-acre lake, and it's up in Gladwin. It's only like an hour and 10 minutes north of my place. So basically from here, it'd be about 2 15-minute drive, something like that. But it's really... It's scenic as fuck. If you want to bring your drone, if you want to bring your shit, if you wanted to just, here, I'm going to just film some shit. I'm going to film this donkey eating some pot leaves. I'm going to fucking film these goats headbutting each other. I'm going to fucking go over and see, we're going to get the drone out and go over the lake. Like, it's just a beautiful estate. It is a beautiful driving up into the woods to get back to the house. You can't see the fucking house from the road. You can't. It's just on it's on Cemetery Road. Then there's a big ass cemetery across the street from it. It's all big rolling hills, lots of just
lots of nature, lots of things.
Everything. There's bear on
60
the fucking
acres. That's
yes,
nice,
he's got bear coming up on the fucking
Where's this
property.
up at?
Just in Gladwin. It's like
Gladwin,
north of Gladwin a little
sure,
bit.
okay.
Because
I've been up in that area.
you're taking M30 the whole way.
Sure.
And then it's basically 61 to take you into Gladwin. You just go a little bit more north of that and a little bit over. It's called Sugar Springs.
Yeah,
So
man, I might be.
Well, and I'll have the Jeep,
that,
and then we can go on the ORV trails, and then we'll have all the fun. I mean, it's up to you, really. Even if you didn't,
I have to figure out. I do have to look at what I got going on this weekend.
That's it. But
it
even
would
if you
be
didn't want to
very interesting.
Go extensive with it. It's still just, hey, come drink, meet my family, have a good time.
But seriously, you got to put some dates together.
Yeah,
It'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah, I'm down. I just need to.
The Dan and Elmer adventures can continue.
Yeah, it'd just be
I just want to test it out. I got to test out my.
Well, thinking about it, it'd probably be better to leave on like a fucking either leave on a Saturday or just for me at least. If I left on a Saturday, that'd be 2 days where she wouldn't have to have a babysitter, and then I would just have those 3 days of okay, take them to the daycare for while you're working, or have your mom watch them. That's about it. That's the most realistic way I can put it. Is probably. Yeah, daycare. But if I had those 2 days that she's actually got off, that'd be a good starting. So then by the time we're actually where we. But are we going to be driving for 2 days? It'd be more of like a probably 300-mile trip, I'd say. Something roughly.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about like
you want to go 600 miles to Tennessee or something. Unless, because I remember going to Tennessee, it was probably like 650 miles from here, roughly. That was a nice trip, but it was like 10 hours.
Yeah.
It's like how far you want to go. Do you want to go to Cedar Point for the day, though?
Well,
we just go to Cedar Point and strap some fucking, GoPros to our heads.
Make money, not spend money, man.
Well, yeah, I know, obviously.
Got
but
no money.
Shit, I haven't been to Cedar Point. I'd stop along the way just to puke on a ride. Just to
I love Cedar Point. I haven't been in a long time, but wanting to go.
I'd die. I would literally die. I guarantee I'd puke. Guaranteed. But I'd still go.
Donate now. Hit us up on Facebook and just a little cash, little Venmo action or a little wallet
PayPal,
action.
Venmo, Facebook.
Help us out with
Apple
our
Pay.
Cedar Point experience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's already been an hour and a half, dude.
Oh yeah, it's always a good one.
Always a good times, man.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm not going to argue with him. I could keep going, but I could also smoke cigarettes. So, like, that's where, by the time I get my bullshit set up so we can do this at my house one time, I'm going to have it where I can fucking smoke. Like, that's something I'm going to have to be old-fashioned about, is that
Look at this motherfucker didn't quit smoking at all. He's still on the monster, too.
I'm going to be
We're going to get into this next time.
I can't quit quitting.
I like keeping them at around an hour and a half, man.
Oh,
it's just, it's enough. It takes me long enough to edit. It takes longer than you think for me to edit.
Oh, I know.
But not that I'm editing the podcast, but I am editing the video.
Not because about editing or anything, but I'm
not. I just try to keep it in a manageable task so that I can get it out.
They like it an hour and a half.
It's a good time.
I listen to it all, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah.
Leave them wanting more. Don't exhaust it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, guys, check it out. Elmer Ernest Hall. That's where you find him on Facebook and all the social media. Elmer's World, doing all those things.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Thanks for having me.
Later,
Peace
guys.
Out. See ya.
Woohoo.
Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You can also follow me on any of these social media outlets at FindingLostWDC or visit FindingLostWDC.com for the latest adventure updates. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Finding Lost.